Hi, my name is Rebecca Benston, and I am the owner of Higher Ground Books and Media, an independent publisher in Springfield, Ohio. And I am doing an author interview with one of our wonderful authors, Tramaine Hannah. She has written a book for us called The Bottom of This, which is just awesome. And we're going to talk to her a little bit more about herself and the book and several other things, whatever we can get into this time. Tramaine, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Again, my name is Tramaine Hannah. I live in Centerville, Ohio. I am originally born and raised in Los Angeles, California. So I am a long ways away from my roots. I am a mother of one who is in college right now. So I'm an empty nester, woohoo. And I've always loved reading. I've always loved books, and I always wanted to write my own book. So around my daughter's senior year of high school, I knew I was on my way to having that freedom. So I started hitting the keys and decided it was time. It was that time in my life I could actually make that a reality. I was going to have the space for it. So here I am.
All right. Well, the bottom of this is fiction. And it's very suspenseful, and there's some drama, and it's such a compelling read, I especially enjoyed when we were able to put it on audio so that we can listen to it in the car or whatever, because I very much love to listen to audiobooks. So I can be sitting here working and I have an audiobook playing in the background, and that's one of them that I really enjoyed doing the review for and listening to all of the pieces. Just awesome. So what was your inspiration for that book?
Well, I'm also I'm a student of Christian apologetics, and I follow many very prominent Christian philosophers and apologists. And one of the most compelling debates I ever heard between apologists was between Dr. William Lane Craig and the famous atheist Dr. Richard Dawkins. And one question was posed to Dr. Dawkins that just really set this book off for me. And it was, if there is no God, then is there really right or wrong? If we are just the accidental, random, byproduct of an unguided evolutionary process, who says what's right and wrong? Right. And so when I was coming up with the idea for my character, being in the predicament of, she was asking why is this happening to me? And if this happened to me, how could there be a loving God? What would that really look like if somebody actually lived out an atheistic mind frame? If there is no God, there is no right or wrong. So when she gives up God, she also gives up any moral compass that she actually has, because there's no reason for it anymore. So that debate actually set off that idea for me. Okay, she's going to go down this road, and she's going to discover there's no reason for me to do anything right, not ultimately. And we're going to plunge straight into it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that struggle, dealing with people who have been abused or traumatized in some way. They often have that question, would a loving God let me go through this? And it's very hard to explain that to them in terms that make sense, because it's not really a tangible thing. It's like, it's a faith thing. And you just have to understand that there's a plan, and that, God has reasons for the things that he lets us walk through, but he's right there with us. So, I'm trying to think. Are you working on another book at this point, or?
Yes. Okay. I actually just got over a big bout of writer's block.
Okay.
Like a good month. I just could not move forward. It was terrible.
Totally understand that.
But in the bottom of this, the mother, she's kind of a prominent character, and she's got some issues there. So I was going to do a sequel, but I decided to do more of a prequel. So we're actually taking the mother's character, and we're going to go back and take a look at her childhood. So the book is actually set in 1968. So we have a different society and a different way of doing things, and we're going to see, what happened to her, and what was the foundation of, why she was such a, she was a very self-centered person in the book, how she became that way.
Right. And the generational issues that impede our progress in our spiritual walk, that's very important to explore. So I can't wait to read this once you're finished with it. So, um, sounds like a great way to address that. So um, let's see. I was going to ask you some kind of fluffier type questions, some just fun stuff. What's your favorite author to read in your spare time?
Honestly, it's funny because I write fiction, but I don't read fiction at all. I think my favorite author is a gentleman by the name of Dr. John Lennox, and he's a scientist out of Oxford University, and he's also a Christian apologist, and his works are phenomenal. They are thought-provoking, they are insightful, not the type of stuff you can read in a day or so. Like, you get one of his books and okay, this is the next 2 months of my life.
Yeah.
But boy, will your brain explode with thought afterwards. So John Lennox is probably my favorite author to read.
Okay. That sounds like a good one. I'm going to have to pick one of those up. I hadn't heard of him before, so.
He's phenomenal.
And if you like nonfiction books, what are the specific genres within that you tend to gravitate toward, besides the apologetics and the religion?
I actually I'm reading right now a lot of the works of Charlotte Mason, who was a educator in the early 1800s, about her philosophy on education and the rearing of children, and it's very very insightful and quite a dichotomy from what we see today in the education system.
Right.
So I'm actually reading a lot of her works right now, and it's been very insightful. Yeah. But the funny thing is, I don't read fiction, but I get ideas. I get all my ideas from nonfiction.
Right. I'm a big biography reader, and I do read some fiction, but I tend to gravitate more toward the nonfiction, and then mostly what I write is fiction or just personal growth stuff. So I get most of my ideas for the fiction from true life and nonfiction stuff as well. So there's definitely a lot to be said for that foundation. Do you have any writing routines that you have that get you through? I mean, do you have like set times or things that you do when you're writing a book?
I have tried the set times and it doesn't work for me. For some reason, the structure just kind of stifles my creativity, just like writing outlines seems to stifle my creativity. Just when I know I have a day, like today, I don't have anything on my schedule, I can sit down and write. I'll just pound it out. I'll go to a coffee shop, or maybe I want to go to the park that day, need a change of scenery. I kind of have to set the atmosphere and set the mood, and it has to happen organically for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I could ever be a James Patterson who's got, who's, everything is, I got a deadline, I've got to get this story out, because it just totally stifles my creative process. So I like to let it happen organically. If I have a free day, I'll say this is a writing day. I'm going to put myself in an atmosphere, in a place where I can think and I can create.
Okay. I'm the same way. I don't like outlines or structure when I'm writing. It's either going to be there or it's not. So
yeah, exactly.
Let's see. I'm looking over at my other screen to see if I have good questions or if I've run out. So where can we find more information about you and your work, and maybe some events that you might be involved in?
I do have a website. It is TramainHannah.com. I do plan on doing some more blogging. I do have a couple of blog posts on my website, but that's something I actually want to get more active in and more consistent with. But anytime I have an event coming up, I do put it on my website under the I think it's the events tab on my website. And there are a couple things I'm looking into jumping into, but when I do actually hit the button on those, I'll be sure to post it on social media as well.
Okay. I'll be sure to include the link to your website in the details for the recording and everything, so that people can find you. And also, Tramaine's book is available in our Higher Ground Books and Media shop at highergroundbooksandmedia.com /shop. and it's also available on Amazon, and I believe Barnes and Noble and some other retailers online. So I think that's all the questions that I have for you. Do you have anything else you want to share with us before we go?
No, not too much. I'm starting to become anxious to come to the end of this book, but I know I gotta give myself some space and some patience so that the story is good. I am excited to do another one, and I hope to do even more. It's been great.
Well, I hope that you are going to do even more, because it is an excellent book. And for me, I usually don't have a lot of time to read. I read a lot of just submissions these days, and yours was one that really, it stuck with me, and it was just a really good eye opener. So anyone who's looking for a really good, compelling thing to read this summer needs to pick up the bottom of this and just read it, because it's life changing. It's really, really good. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me today, and hopefully we'll be doing some more of these interviews, and I'll catch back up with you when the other book is ready, and I'll just share these the details for your website and all the sales links and everything in our details below, and we're done. So have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, Rebecca. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.